Hello and welcome to SOS Wrestling and to the third episode of my local to global series with Uproar Pro Wrestling. Today's first show is UPW Sanity. If you need a little refresher, our current champion is Dalton Castle. He will be kind of a minor point in this show, but I don't really need to get into that right now. But what we do need to get into is UPW Sanity, the first show. We'll get there right now. So, to start off the show, Steve Carino's standing in the ring with a mic. Steve says, as I'm sure all of you know, my son Colby Carino disrespected and disowned me at UPW Wired for War. But if you think I'm going to stand by and allow him to do whatever he wants, then you're dead wrong. I even think it's about time for the King of Old School to take things into his own hands. So Colby, if you're not too scared, I challenge you to a battle between blood. A clash between kin. A contest between Carinos. Colby's music hits, but he's nowhere to be seen until he emerges from the crowd and attacks his father from behind. After a short scuffle, the majority of the roster come out to break up the Carinos. And the hints at Colby's heel turn did not go very well, but I'm basically going to treat him like he is a heel, and I'm just going to build this up so it doesn't do too bad. This got a 39 rating, so not bad, no improvements, and it looks like Steve and Colby will be competing against each other, so that's going to be interesting. Hopefully you guys are interested in this storyline. I am going to have a little poll in the top right corner in the little eye, if I can figure out how to do that, and it'll ask you what storylines you like the best so far, because by the end of this episode we will have multiple, maybe only two at this point, but that's better than nothing, isn't it? So moving on. In about that, a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Brent Tate defeated Fire Ant in 11:37 by pinfall. Fire Ant got a 29, Brent Tate got a 24, this match got a 25. No work improvements. This was really just so I could debut one of the boys. I wanted to have them in a tag team match against the Colony, but the cost was a little bit too much, so now we're about breaking even. We went a little bit over our budget, but it shouldn't be a problem. But next week, next month's show is going to have to be a little bit later so that we don't have to cut down on the match sizes, I guess. And about that, a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Alex Colon defeated Kai Katana in 12:02 by pinfall. Alex Colon got a 31, Katana got a 22. No work or improvements, this match got a 28. And apparently they have pretty good chemistry, so we'll keep that in mind. I'm just really trying to build up Kai Katana, just kind of get a rating up, because I do want to use him. I think he has an interesting look, definitely, and I think we can definitely use him in the future. And about that, a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Colby Carino defeated Flex Freeman in 12:18 by submission. About dragged in the middle with lack of flow being noticeable. Freeman got a 21, Carino got a 23. Freeman's improving performance. I was hoping Carino would improve, because after this it's just going to be against his father. Hopefully his father's able to carry the match. I don't know how good his father's in-ring ratings are in this mod. Hopefully they're not bad. But, I mean, we're a local company. It can't be that bad. 16 rating. Not the best, but I can deal with it. And about that, at good heat and decent wrestling, Dalton Castle defeated Jason Cade in 13:02 by submission. Dalton Castle makes defense number 3 of his UPW Heavyweight Championship. Castle got a 44, and Cade got a 31, so really good performances by both of them, and Jason Cade's improving. 36 rating, and we move on to the last segment of the show, if I am thinking correctly. Dalton Castle is celebrating in the ring when he is suddenly hit from behind with a chair by Alex Colon. After a few more shots, Colon grabs the mic and begins to speak. You think you can cheat me out of a title shot and get away with it? Sorry, hombre, but that's not going to fly. The boys come out and start helping Dalton to the back. You're lucky it was just me this time, because LAX is coming for you, and we're packing heat. Okay, so no improvements this this angle got a 45, which is real good. Best angle, or best rating of the show. And, yeah, so I really, if you're a fan of the show, or of this series, you know that Alex Colon did lose to Dalton Castle because of interference by the boys last week. So, you know, he's pretty upset about that. And I really like LAX from, I guess it's Impact Wrestling now. And I just really like them, and maybe we get to see some crossover from Impact to Uproar Pro Wrestling. So, good way to end off the show, and that's one of the two storylines that we currently have. I haven't booked the second show yet, obviously. I have a general idea of what I want to do, but if you do want to vote for the little best storyline, because I like to get feedback, obviously, then go ahead and do that right now, or wait until the end of the episode if you want to stick around that long. Okay, so a 29 rating, not great. We have a lot of production issues, just because our production, the levels of production that we need to be considered on par with everyone else went up, but we still increased our popularity, so that's all that really matters. Dalton Castle's obviously getting praise. Let's see, Colby Carino needs to be told that he could do better, and I guess Alex Colon needs to be, he didn't do bad, but I want him to do better. And that will end UPW Sanity. Moving on to the next show, UPW, let's see, Unbroken, probably? I think that's what I'm going with. So, moving on to UPW Unbroken, because I'm not sure if that's the name I'm going with yet. Alright, so right before UPW Unbreakable, which is what I decided to call it, we have a bit of mail. I guess I kind of spoiled it with this right here. But yes, in fact, we did make it to small size. We have entered a grace period. I think we're only at 11 right now. I don't know if it's going to shrink after the grace period. But we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't, because I think this is one of the better shows. Definitely one of the most storyline driven. I think this is just a really good episode in full. If you are liking it so far, feel free to drop a like down below. It really helps out. Gives me a bit of self-worth. Finally, all the good stuff. I think we're gonna have a little money left over after this show. But it's going to be a good show anyways, so let's just jump right into UPW Unbreakable. So, to start off the show, Alice Colon is standing in the ring with two unknown competitors. Colon says, "I warned you last week that LAX was coming, and we're serious like a late period. You may know my fellow revolutionaries from CZW, but if you don't, allow me to introduce you to the baddest hombres on the planet, Angel Ortiz and Santana." Ortiz and Santana throw up the LAX sign. "And tonight, these men are going mano-y-mano with Dalton Castle's little pelas. But the rest of you in the back better watch out, because you can kill a revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution. Live or die in LAX. Orale!" So, I probably butchered most of the Spanish that I put in there, so might want to cut down on that. I just wanted to be pretty authentic. But right off the bat, 189 people, that's great. That's the small size picking up. But, butchered the Spanish a little bit, but that's fine. I took 3 years of Spanish already. I'm not going back. So, 20 rating, not great, but yes, Angel Ortiz and Santana from Impact Wrestling. That's where the late period reference comes from, if you have not seen it. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a recurring thing. I think it's a slogan. I don't really like it. But it's a thing now, so we're just going to have to deal with it, I guess. Angel Ortiz and Santana make up the LAX tag team, who are currently Impact champions. I'm pretty sure. But the first match tonight, and about that, a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. David Starr defeated Will Ferrar in 7:56 by submission. David Starr had a 31, Ferrar had a 24. So good match by David Starr. This got a 25. Not a great match, but it was good enough. After winning his match decisively, Starr heads backstage to try to talk with Steve Corino about getting a title shot. He is brushed off by Steve, who doesn't want to be distracted while he's getting ready for his match. Obviously, that's the match with his son, Colby. 41 rating, obviously based off Steve Corino's mic skills. Kind of cheating there, because he didn't actually talk, or didn't actually write him lines, but gotta do what you gotta do, In a poor match, LAX defeated the boys in 11:57 when Angel Ortiz defeated Brent Tate by pinfall. Got a 29. I don't think that's a poor match. I think that's a decent match. Ortiz and Tate are improving. Performance Rumble, obviously. They're all pretty even as far as ratings go. Angel Ortiz had the best with a 30. Everyone else had a 28. I'm excited for LAX. I think it's going to be an easy storyline to write and fun storyline to do. And we'll see where it goes from here. In a poor match, Alex Colon defeated Flex Freeman in 9:40 by pinfall. See, it says it's a poor match, but it's a 32 rating. Maybe the standards are higher now that we're small. I don't know. Flex Freeman got a 26. Alex Colon got a 35. They have great chemistry. Alex Colon seemed off his game, so that means he would have gotten a better than a 35, which is very good. And 32 rating, not going to complain about that. And about that, a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Colby Carino defeated Steve Carino 11:42 by pinfall, illegally using the ropes for leverage. Ooh, okay. Steve Carino was visibly tying towards the end. That I probably should have booked him in a shorter match, considering how old he is. But no work improvements. Carino got a 31. Other Carino got a 22. 26 rating. Not a great rating. I thought it was going to be better, but I think the fact that I booked him so long was the reason that he didn't do so well. Because normally I was expecting him to get like a 40. But I can deal with this, I guess. With Colby Carino stands over his fallen father with an evil look on his face. He grabs a microphone from ringside and begins to yell at him. The king of old school, huh? You ain't the king of shit, Dad. But I'm not done with you yet. When I was a child, you chose wrestling over your family. You decided that wrestling was more important than raising your son. So now I'm going to take wrestling away from you. I'm calling for this match to be the first of a best-of-5 series, so that I can beat the living hell out of you again and again. Colby drops the mic and spits on Steve. No worker improvements. This got a 37. So Colby Carino has no love for his father at this point. We'll see how that changes in the future. If it does change, if they'll still be here, I don't know what's going to be the end of this storyline, to be honest. I'm just kind of letting it unfold. Obviously, I have a general idea, but I'm just kind of letting it unfold as it goes. Very organic, In a decent match, Dalton Castle defeated Joey Janela in 10:05 by pinfall. Dalton Castle makes this defense number 4 of his UPW Heavyweight Championship. Janela got a 40, which was better than I expected. Dalton Castle got a 42, which was kind of worse than I expected, but definitely good. 41 rating, not going to complain. No improvements, but that's the end of this show. And this got a 32, increased our popularity in one region. I think we're going to be increasing production values the next show, because we don't really have it, or we have the assets, or will have the assets now that we're a small company. But if you did like the video, then I encourage you to like and comment. I always love to read the comments. I like to interact with you guys down there. It's real fun. I really want this series and this channel to be interactive. I want to hear from you guys. That's why I'm putting the little poll on the little eye thing. I'm going to have 3 options. You can obviously read them there, but I'll just go ahead and say them so I can remember them. So the first option for the best current angle is LAX versus Castle and his boys. Then there is Carino versus Carino, and then whatever is going on with David Starr. Obviously, it's only been one angle so far, but we'll see where that carries us. If you did like the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time.